Hey y'all, welcome back to Doozy Talks with Susie, where we keep it real about fitness, nutrition, mindset, and how to live in sync with your body and your purpose. Let me ask you something. Have you ever followed a diet or a workout plan exactly like you were told to? And then, so you're cutting the carbs, you did the HIIT workouts, you counted your steps, you bought the greens powder, all of that. And yet you still felt tired, still bloated, still stuck in a body that it just wouldn't respond. You were literally doing everything according to the rules, and the rules weren't working for you. Is that you? Because that was me too. I was dealing with the same problems. And I was doing everything right, clean eating, lifting weights, daily cardio. I was going over the top with cardio. I would do it every day, up to an hour, sometimes more at one point, whatever I had to do to get all of those steps in. And I would go beyond the steps. I just need to maintain my weight or lose some weight, whatever it was that was my goal at the time. It wasn't working. I was trying supplements, you name it. I just, what's going on? It was like something deep down just wasn't clicking. And my body, honestly, it felt like it was fighting with me and I couldn't figure out why. And I read books and I watched people, I listened to doctors, and somewhere along the way, I discovered the truth. One size fits all health advice, it was never made for me, and there's a good chance it was never made for you. Here's the thing. We live in a world full of health advice. Everybody's going to tell you that they've got it. You need to eat this, avoid that, do this workout, take that pill. And the loudest voices always make it sound so simple. It's so easy. Just calories in, calories out. Just do the keto. Just do vegan. Just try intermittent fasting. Just do more cardio, drink more coffee. But here's the thing. That advice just assumes everyone's body works the same. It assumes we all are over here metabolizing fat the same, and that we recover from workouts the same way, that we detox, build muscle, balance hormones, and process nutrients all in the same way. But we don't. So when something works for someone else but backfires on you, it's not because you don't have the willpower. It's not because something's broken. It's very likely because of your biology. Your DNA is very unique. And that's the part that nobody talks about. Nobody told me, oh, did you check your genes? Look into your DNA, see what you can learn about it, and figure out what's going on with your body. If someone had told me that 8 years ago, I could have the whole headache of the past 7 years of losing weight, trying to maintain that, crash experimenting with every diet on the planet and trying to make everything work. All the health advice, they have information to back it up. And I'm looking at it going, this should be working, but it's not working. So once I started digging deeper, I started realizing that my body wasn't the enemy here. I felt like it was just out to just make me feel like I was never going to achieve any hopes and dreams that I had. But it was just running off a set of instructions that I didn't understand. I wasn't reading my own instructions. It's like you read your DNA and you're reading your own personal instruction manual for how to effectively live a healthy life. And I wasn't reading those. That they're just sitting there right in your genes. And I found out once I started reading those instructions, my body doesn't respond well to long cardio sessions. Oh, I was starting to come to that conclusion myself, but my genes just confirmed it. I need more protein and fat to stabilize my energy and my mood and my hormone, which you go try to ask other people how to do this. We have the whole food map. Here's the My Plate and basic off of that. Here's the thing as well. I have certain gene mutations that slow down how I clear out my stress hormones like adrenaline, dopamine, and all of this, it leaves me staying anxious or wired or overstimulated longer than a lot of other people. And imagine how that is when I'm my energy was all over the place. I had energy crashes, and then I'm over here trying to regulate it and then having energy to work out and then I got work, and it's like all over the place. And so I'm having trouble with breaking those down. I didn't know that. I just thought there was something wrong with me. I didn't know my body was trying to tell me there's actually something wrong with what you're eating. And my body struggles to also break down the leftover estrogen, the homocysteines, and other natural byproducts that build up when your body's under a lot of stress. Now, get this, if your body is struggling to get rid of those, and then you're over here running 6 miles every day, and you're lifting heavy weight every day, and yes, of course, we do the 1 day off kind of thing. But when you're dealing with this and you're constantly putting your body under extreme stress, those stress hormones start building up. And then you're not able to get rid of it. And you can't figure out what's going on. This was my situation. And the stress was continuing to escalate. And I was like, dude, what is going on with me? What I was experiencing, I'm like, this isn't normal. Yes, I'm a girl. And so I'm going to have my emotional instability moments, but it was over the top. And also, so when I say detox, I'm talking about my body needing to detox and get rid of stuff. I'm not talking about a juice cleanse, which is what is normally juice cleanse, or you're drinking your special detox tea, or you're taking your detox pills and you do that once a month or once every couple of months. That's not what I'm talking about here. What I'm talking about when I'm saying detox is the way that your body cleans up after itself. So clearing out what it no longer needs so you can feel balanced and calm again. So when I'm talking about, we're cleaning out the stress hormones, we're cleaning out the bad stuff that our body doesn't need anymore. My body wasn't doing that well. And I wasn't taking supplements to help myself out. I wasn't making sure I was eating in an effective way to help keep my body balanced. So looking at my genes, it was like seeing the owner's manual to my own body for the first time in my life. And suddenly I'm reading this and I'm reading, here's this gene. If this gene has a variant in it, then it can lead to this. And you read through one gene after another gene and another gene. And I'm like, whoa, all of my bloating makes sense. The fatigue made sense. The anxiety and hormone swings made sense. The stubborn weight that wouldn't budge, it all made sense. And I'm telling you, I was always struggling with this. They talk about the extra weight around the stomach area that you always want to lose. Everybody wants to try to figure out how to lose that. I couldn't lose it to save my life. I'd lose a little bit and then it would come back. And I'd lose a little bit and come back. And I'm going, why doesn't this want to work for me? So here's what happened though. When I started living in sync with my genes, everything started changing and I shifted my workouts from constant cardio to strength training with smart recovery. I'm not just pushing myself in some crazy cycle of the strength training. I'm making sure I'm recovering in a smart way. I'm supporting my body so it can effectively build the muscle, keep me strong, and then recover well. And I'm not in a constant state of internal stress. I also started supporting my methylation pathways with supplements like methylated B12, TMG, and magnesium. And I stopped eating foods that were triggering inflammation in my body. There were a lot of foods that are triggering for my body. I can't eat. If I do eat it, my body's going to get bloated. I'm going to have pain, a lot of discomfort, and it goes on for a while. And these were foods that were healthy. That's what bothered me because I'm over here trying to eat these foods. This food is anti-cancer food. And I'm like reacting to it. Or this food is over here. It's good for anti-inflammatory type of food, but I'm inflamed. This isn't working. But I focused on changing how I was eating. I focused on my gut repair, mood stability, hormone balance, all based on my genetic weaknesses, instead of just fumbling around. Oh, I need to repair my gut. And then I'm going to take a general type of gut probiotic pill. No, my body needs a specific type of probiotic. My body needs a specific type of prebiotic. And I have to target that. So no more general supplements. I take very specific ones for my specific needs. And at this point, I'm not guessing. I'm not guessing anymore. I knew. And for the first time in my life, my body started working with me, not against me. I started losing the extra weight. My body became stronger. So I'm putting on muscle. Finally, I'm putting on a decent amount of muscle as I'm losing body fat is just coming off. My mood started leveling out, and I finally felt like myself again, which was amazing. And another thing, I was sleeping at night. One of the things that I was always struggling with was my sleep. It's hard to sleep at night sometimes, and I couldn't figure out why. And I'd been this way my whole life. Most of the time, I can't sleep well. And I'm like, dude, everything I'd been learning is I need to have a good night's sleep, recovery, mental health, all of it. I need to have a good sleep, and I'm not getting good sleep. So lots of studying, getting my sleep on track, and then everything else as well started leveling out how I felt every day. So here's what I want to say to you. If you've been doing all the right things, and if you're eating clean, you're working out, you're taking your supplements, and you're still not seeing results, I would dare to say it's not because you're lazy and it's not because you're weak. It's probably because you've been following advice that doesn't fit your DNA. And I'm going to take a little side road on that as well, because maybe you're trying to work out all the time, but the workouts you're doing don't work for you. You hate working out. And my thing is, if you hate doing it, you're not going to stick to it. And that's something that when I'm working with my clients, I'm very careful on. Because if I'm like, all right, get on the treadmill, you're going to run 6 miles today, and they hate running, they're like, no, I'm not going to run. And then we're not going to reach their goal any faster because they're over here doing something that they don't want to do. And so find out what your genes are. And maybe you'll find out, oh, this is why I don't really want to run. Your body is always communicating with you for what's going to work well for you and what's not going to work well for you. And once you start understanding how your genes work, everything will change. That's what I teach here on my Doozy Talks channel, how to read the instructions your body came with. You were literally born with this. And we talk about how to train smarter, eat smarter, recover better, and how to build a lifestyle that actually works for you. So, how do you know if the health advice you're following doesn't match your DNA? Here are a few signs to look out for. Understand, I'm not a doctor. I'm just putting it out there. I'm not a doc. And I'm saying that just to cover my own butt because that's what I got to do. Everything I'm saying here it's science backed. You can look it up, find the same information I'm talking about. So, how do you know if the health advice you're looking for doesn't match your DNA? Look for this. You gain weight on the same plan your friend loses weight on. For instance, I have a friend who she was diagnosed with cancer, went on a vegan diet, lost a ton of weight, and she's still vegan to this day. I went on a vegan diet, I put on weight, and I am no longer vegan to this day. Our bodies are just designed different. We have a different genetic code that she's able to thrive. I'm not able to thrive. I need a different type of diet than what she has. Another sign, healthy foods like broccoli, garlic, or beans make you feel bloated or foggy. If you're noticing that, maybe it's time to start cutting it out. I know the experts will tell you these things are good for you and all the health benefits attached, but it's not a one size fits all. Maybe for the majority of the population, it is true, but not for everybody. Maybe you feel anxious or jittery or you can't sleep after caffeine, even a small amount of caffeine. That could be due to your genetic makeup. You're sore for days after light workouts or have a hard time recovering. That's another sign. I'm telling you, that's one of my signs. I'm like, dude, why am I so sore? And understand, like us women, when you're going through your monthly cycle, there is a phase where you do have a harder time recovering after heavy workouts. There is a time during the month you'll be dealing with that. But if you're doing light workouts and it's hard to recover, maybe you're just overtraining. Maybe there's something about your genetic code you should look at. What if you've tried 3 more diets, but none of them really worked long term? There's another sign. You're doing everything right, but your body just still doesn't respond. If any of these sound familiar, it's not because you're doing something wrong. It just means that your body may be asking for a different approach, one that's actually fit to your biology. And that's what we're diving into here. So if you're ready to finally feel at home in your body, hit the subscribe button, drop a comment if this hit home, and stay tuned because we're diving deep into DNA based health. And I promise it's going to change everything. I'll see you guys in the next one.